The first weeks under the new law had been chaotic, but the humans and alien visitors were slowly learning to live together. On the surface, everything looked normal. Children from both species played in parks, and markets were bustling with new, strange foods and colorful items brought from distant worlds. But beneath this calm, tension simmered and curiosity drove both humans and aliens to understand each other better. Commander Rena, a respected officer in the Interstellar Alliance, walked through the central plaza of Nova City. Her eyes scanned the crowd, observing the subtle gestures of the aliens, the way they tilted their heads when speaking, or how their eyes reflected light differently than humans. She had studied them for months, but the daily interaction still fascinated her. Humans had a tendency to assume superiority, yet she knew that every alien culture held secrets and skills that could be both inspiring and dangerous. Rena's task was difficult. The law required every alien to live in human communities, but it did not specify the rules of engagement or cooperation. Some humans had embraced the change, eager to learn alien technologies or cuisine. Others were suspicious, wary of what they didn't understand. Likewise, the aliens were divided. Some admired human resilience and ingenuity, while others resented being told how to live. As she walked, Rena noticed a small group of young aliens attempting to imitate human games. They struggled to grasp the rules of soccer, tripping over their own elongated limbs or bouncing unpredictably. Nearby, children laughed and cheered, delighted by the clumsiness. Rena smiled. It was small moments like these that could build understanding. Simple things like games or meals shared together were more powerful than any speech or mandate. Rena's attention shifted when she spotted a commotion near the science district. A group of humans and aliens had gathered around a strange device, a hovering sphere that emitted faint pulses of blue light. Scientists from both species argued loudly, gesturing at the sphere as if it were a puzzle with life-or-death stakes. Commander Rena, a young human engineer, called, "We need your input. The alien team insists the device should be activated, but our protocols say it's unsafe." Rena approached calmly. The alien representative was tall, with silver skin and luminous markings across their face. "This is critical," the alien said in a voice that resonated like wind through metal. "Our energy grid cannot sustain the city during the storms unless this is engaged. It is safe according to our calculations." Rena examined the device. Its surface was smooth, almost liquid in appearance, shifting colors with every movement. She did not understand all the alien mechanics, but her instincts told her that it could be trusted if handled carefully. Still, caution was necessary. Humans had learned this the hard way. Rushing into unknown alien technology could lead to disaster. "Let's do this together," Rena said, projecting calm authority. Humans and aliens side by side, step by step. The alien nodded, and Rena guided the teams through a careful sequence. The sphere's pulses increased, spreading energy across the city's network. Lights flickered on, then stabilized. A cheer erupted from the crowd. Humans clapped, and the aliens' eyes shimmered in delight. For a moment, boundaries dissolved. Cooperation had won. Despite these successes, challenges remained. Some alien communities had withdrawn, refusing to interact with humans beyond the bare minimum. Rumors circulated about sabotage attempts or secret meetings. Rena understood that fear and misunderstanding could be more dangerous than any storm or alien device. She made a note to visit these communities personally. Leadership required visibility, trust, and listening. Later that evening, Rena attended a council meeting. Representatives from both species discussed new initiatives, shared schools, integrated transport systems, and joint research labs. Every proposal sparked debate. Humans worried about security, while aliens raised concerns about preserving their cultures. Yet through discussion, compromises emerged. Rena observed that neither side truly wanted conflict. They only wanted respect and acknowledgement. During the meeting, Rena received a private message from Lieutenant Varro, her field officer. "Commander, there's movement near the old docking station. Multiple ships, unidentified origin. Could be hostile or a rogue group." Rena's expression hardened. While the city thrived in peace, the galaxy outside remained unpredictable. Conflict was never far away. She knew that if she ignored the warning, the results could be catastrophic. "Gather a response team," she said. "Humans and aliens. I want a joint patrol. Let's show them what cooperation can achieve." The following morning, Rena stood on the observation deck of the patrol ship, looking at the horizon where the docking station lay. Alien pilots and human engineers worked side by side, checking systems and preparing equipment. The patrol was more than security, it was a statement. Unity was strength. Alone, humans could defend themselves. Alone, aliens could survive. Together, they were extraordinary. The mission was tense. Reports indicated that the ships were unregistered, but not overtly hostile. As they approached, Rena instructed careful scanning and non-aggressive protocols. She wanted to understand first, act second. It was a principle she had carried her entire life. Judgment came from observation and empathy, not fear. When they reached the station, they discovered an unexpected sight. A group of alien traders stranded by a malfunction. Their ships were disabled, and they had no means of communication with their homeworld. Relief washed over Rena. This was not a threat. It was a challenge, one that humans and aliens could solve together. Working through the day, the patrol team repaired the ships, shared resources, and coordinated navigation systems. By nightfall, the stranded traders were ready to depart. They expressed gratitude to both humans and local aliens, leaving with new knowledge and new friends. As Rena watched the traders disappear into the stars, she felt a mix of exhaustion and hope. The law that had forced cohabitation had been controversial, but moments like this proved its potential. Humanity's strength was not just in technology or numbers, it was in adaptability, empathy, and courage. Every challenge was an opportunity to shine, to show that humans could rise above fear and misunderstanding. Back in the city, life continued. Children played together, scientists collaborated, and citizens debated policies. Rena knew that the journey toward unity was only beginning. There would be setbacks, mistakes, and misunderstandings, but she also knew that when humans and aliens worked side by side, the impossible became possible. For the first time since the law was enacted, Rena allowed herself a small smile. Change was difficult, but it was happening. Step by step, day by day, humans and aliens were learning to trust, cooperate, and grow together. And in that trust lay the future of Nova City, and perhaps the entire galaxy. The next morning, Nova City awoke under a soft violet sky. The early light shimmered against the city's towers, making the glass panels look like liquid metal. Life went on as usual, but Rena knew the calm was temporary. The galaxy beyond their planet was unpredictable, and the events at the docking station reminded her that cooperation could be tested at any moment. Rena began her day with a briefing at the Interstellar Alliance Hall. She stood before a mixed audience of humans and aliens, all eager to hear updates and guidance. The council had grown into a vibrant forum, where voices of both species were heard equally. It was a small but powerful symbol of the law's potential. People were forced together. Yes, but the strength came from choice, effort, and understanding. Yesterday's patrol proved something important, Rena said, her voice calm but firm. Humans and aliens working side by side can solve challenges faster and better than either alone. This is not just cooperation, it is evolution. The galaxy will respect strength, and the strongest of all is unity. Murmurs of agreement ran through the hall. Young aliens whispered to each other, pointing at human engineers who had repaired ships with methods their species had never considered. Human representatives nodded to each other, impressed by the alien ingenuity displayed during the mission. Respect was growing quietly but steadily. After the meeting, Rena joined a small task force preparing for a research mission outside Nova City. Scientists had discovered an uncharted asteroid field rich with rare minerals. The Alliance believed these minerals could enhance energy production for both humans and aliens, but harvesting them required skill, trust, and courage. The asteroid field was dangerous, filled with unstable rocks and unpredictable energy surges. Rena checked her ship's systems carefully. The patrol ship had been upgraded for these missions. Reinforced shields, advanced sensors, and an experimental navigation AI that integrated both human and alien logic. She looked at her crew, a mixture of species and expertise, and felt pride. Together, they represented the best of what cooperation could achieve. As the ship lifted off, Rena reviewed the mission plan. Approach slowly, she instructed. Let the AI guide us through the turbulence. Keep communication open at all times. We work as one team. The asteroid field appeared as a chaotic maze of rocks and glowing energy veins. The sensors pulsed warnings constantly, One wrong maneuver and the ship could be damaged or worse. Rena's heart raced, but she focused. Years of training taught her that fear was not weakness. It was a signal to act carefully, to think and trust her instincts. The aliens in the crew demonstrated incredible precision. Their reflexes were faster than humans, and their ability to sense energy fluctuations helped them navigate through the unstable zones. Human engineers monitored the systems, adjusting thrusters and shields with careful calculation. Together they moved like a single organism. Halfway through the field, a massive rock shifted unexpectedly, blocking their path. Rena froze for a moment, then directed the team. We split into 2 units. Aliens take the left corridor. Humans take the right. Coordinate from the AI feed. Move carefully, trust your sensors. The plan worked. Both groups maneuvered through the rocks, narrowly avoiding collisions. The tension was intense, but the cooperation was flawless. By the time they reached the core of the asteroid cluster, the team had earned something more valuable than the minerals they sought: mutual respect and confidence. The core was a breathtaking sight. Massive crystalline formations pulsed with radiant energy, lighting the dark void like stars trapped in stone. Alien scientists gasped at the colors while humans marveled at the structural precision. It was a reminder that the galaxy was full of wonders, and only by working together could they truly explore it. As the team began harvesting the minerals, a warning flashed on the ship's console. Energy surges in the asteroid field were intensifying, threatening stability. Rena assessed the situation quickly. "We have 2 options," she said. "We can continue and risk damage, or retreat and plan a new approach." Input, team. The aliens suggested using their energy manipulation techniques to stabilize the nearby formations temporarily. The humans proposed reinforcing the ship's shields and using the AI to predict further shifts. Rena considered both strategies. Alone, either might fail, but combined, they had a chance. "Do both," she ordered. "Synchronize human tech with alien energy modulation. Everyone stay focused." It was a tense hour. The ship's shields flickered as energy pulses slammed against them. Alien team members projected energy fields outside, weaving patterns to counteract the surges. Human engineers recalibrated shields continuously, using sensors to adjust in real time. The AI fed them predictive data, integrating both species' inputs. Slowly, the energy pulses stabilized. When the last surge passed, silence filled the ship. Then cheers erupted. The minerals were safely harvested, and the ship remained intact. Rena allowed herself a smile. Once again, cooperation had turned danger into triumph. Back in Nova City, the mission was celebrated. News spread across the planet, not as a victory of one species over another, but as a success of unity. Children gathered in schools to hear stories of the mission, learning that humans and aliens could achieve wonders together. Leaders in the council praised the crew, emphasizing the importance of trust, effort, and understanding. Rena, however, knew that the galaxy would continue to challenge them. The law that brought them together had been the first step, but real progress depended on ongoing effort. Communities still struggled with misunderstandings, and some aliens remained distant, wary of humans' intentions. Later that evening, Rena visited one such community on the outskirts of the city. The alien inhabitants were cautious, observing her from a distance. She approached slowly, speaking calmly, showing respect. "I come not as a commander, but as a neighbor," she said. "I want to learn from you, and I hope you can learn from us. Cooperation is not just law, it is choice. Let's build trust together." The aliens exchanged glances, their body language cautious but curious. Slowly, they allowed her into their community. They showed her their energy networks, their art, and their ways of life. Rena listened, asked questions, and shared human techniques in return. By the time she left, bridges had been formed, small but strong. On her way back, Rena reflected on the day's lessons. The law that forced proximity had created opportunities, yes, but it was human values, courage, respect, empathy, that made those opportunities real. Strength was more than technology or numbers. It was the ability to understand, adapt, and cooperate. Above the city, stars twinkled against the darkening sky. Nova City was a small dot of life in the galaxy, yet it had become a beacon of hope. Humans had faced challenges before, and they would face many more. But if they continued to stand together, not only among themselves but with those different from them, they could turn any obstacle into achievement. And somewhere in the distance, Rena knew other worlds were watching, observing a planet where species learn to trust each other, to share knowledge and effort, and to rise above fear. Nova City's success was not just its own, it was a signal to the universe. Humans could unite, inspire, and lead not through domination, but through example. Rena returned to her quarters with exhaustion weighing her down, but a deep sense of purpose lifted her spirit. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, uncharted sectors, unknown species, and unpredictable situations. But she was ready. With humans and aliens working side by side, the future was bright, filled with possibilities waiting to be discovered. She gazed at the stars from her window, thinking of the day's successes. One mission, one patrol, one conversation at a time. Barriers were being broken, trust was growing, cooperation was thriving, and humanity, in its courage and curiosity, continued to shine not alone, but as a guiding light for all who chose to work together. The galaxy beyond Nova City was vast and unpredictable. Reports had come in of strange energy fluctuations near the rim sectors, a region notorious for unstable anomalies and uncharted worlds. Commander Rena reviewed the data with her team. Humans and aliens gathered around the holographic map, each species contributing their knowledge and insights. These surges could affect nearby colonies, Rena said, pointing at the flickering areas on the map. If left unchecked, entire settlements could lose power, life support, or communication. We need to act quickly but carefully. Rushing in could make the situation worse. Lieutenant Varro, her trusted field officer, nodded. We should form mixed teams, humans and aliens together. Use our combined knowledge to stabilize the sectors. This is more than a rescue, it's a test of what cooperation can achieve, Rena agreed. We'll divide into 3 patrol units. Each unit will have a mix of human engineers and alien energy specialists. Communication is key. Trust the AI guidance, but don't rely on it blindly. Stay alert. As the teams departed in their ships, Rena reflected on the past missions. Each success had strengthened trust, but she knew the rim sectors were different. The anomalies were unpredictable, sometimes violent, and they could test even the best coordination. Still, she believed in her team. Humans had faced dangers before, and aliens had survived worlds humans could barely imagine. Together, they were unstoppable. The journey to the first anomaly was tense. Massive energy waves distorted space, creating visible ripples across the void. Sensors struggled to maintain stable readings, and the AI continuously updated their trajectory. Rena's ship moved slowly, deliberately, every decision calculated and deliberate. When they arrived, the scene was unlike anything Rena had seen. A massive asteroid cluster hovered in an energy storm, arcs of lightning jumping unpredictably between rocks. Some asteroids glowed with strange colors, while others emitted faint humming vibrations. It was beautiful, but deadly. The alien specialists immediately began analyzing the energy flows. These patterns are unlike anything in our records, said Lyra, a silver-skinned energy expert. They're chaotic, but there is a rhythm. If we can predict it, we might stabilize the area. Rena observed the humans coordinating shield adjustments and thruster maneuvers. Their timing was precise, their focus unwavering. She smiled inwardly. It was in moments like these that human courage and adaptability shone the brightest. Team Alpha, Rena said, addressing her unit. We move slowly through the left corridor of asteroids. Humans stabilize shields. Aliens modulate energy flows. Keep constant communication. One mistake and we're done. The operation began. Shields shimmered as energy arcs struck, while alien specialists projected stabilizing fields to counteract the surges. The AI suggested optimal paths through the cluster, but Rena reminded her team to trust their instincts. Calculations were useful, but judgment came from experience and awareness. Halfway through, a sudden energy pulse struck one of the smaller asteroids, sending it spinning dangerously close to the ship. Rena's heart raced, but she reacted instinctively. Divert thrusters left. Aliens amplify the field. The combined effort saved the ship. Humans and aliens worked in perfect coordination, their actions synchronized like a single entity. When the pulse subsided, Rena exhaled slowly. Well done, she said. This is how we survive and thrive. Meanwhile, other patrol units encountered different challenges. Team Beta discovered a stranded alien colony whose energy systems were failing. Their communication array had been damaged, leaving them isolated. Humans worked alongside the colony's engineers. repairing systems and establishing stable connections. In the process, they learned new techniques for energy storage, technology neither species had fully mastered before. Team Gamma faced rogue space debris. Massive fragments of destroyed ships drifted through the sector, threatening navigation. Humans and aliens devised a way to redirect the debris safely, using gravitational manipulation combined with human thruster control. By the end of the mission, all 3 units had achieved remarkable successes. Returning to Nova City, the teams were greeted as heroes. The city's population had gathered along landing bays, cheering the human and alien crews. Children waved banners, humans embraced alien friends, and the city itself seemed to hum with excitement. For Rena, the moment was more than celebration. It was proof that unity could produce results far beyond individual efforts. Later, at a council meeting, leaders from both species discussed the mission. They shared lessons learned, improvements for future cooperation, and plans for training programs that combined human and alien methods. Rena listened carefully, noting the enthusiasm and determination in the room. This was the real power of the law that brought them together. It forced proximity. Yes, but the real transformation came from choice, effort, and collaboration. Yet Rena knew the galaxy would continue to test them. Reports indicated anomalies growing near multiple sectors simultaneously. Resources were limited and decisions would be critical. Mistakes could cost lives, but with humans and aliens working side by side, the possibilities were extraordinary. That night, Rena visited the central plaza of Nova City. The area had been transformed into a festival of cultures, celebrating the cooperation between humans and aliens. Children ran through holographic displays of alien landscapes, adults shared recipes and music from other worlds, and artists painted murals inspired by interstellar journeys. Rena walked among them, observing. She saw human engineers demonstrating technology to curious alien teens, while alien historians recounted stories of distant planets to fascinated human listeners. The law might have forced coexistence, but moments like this were voluntary and far more meaningful. Trust was being built, bonds formed, and a shared sense of achievement grew stronger with every interaction. As she wandered, Rena received a message from Lieutenant Varro. "Commander, sensors detect a massive anomaly near the outer rim. Energy readings are off the charts. Could be dangerous, but it might also be an opportunity to study a new phenomenon." Rena's expression hardened. Opportunity and danger often came together, but she trusted her team, human and alien alike, to rise to the challenge. "Prepare a joint research expedition," she replied. "We go as one team, carefully, but we go." The next morning, the research ship departed. Humans and aliens worked side by side in the lab, analyzing data, testing equipment, and preparing for unexpected outcomes. The sense of camaraderie was tangible. Rena knew that the success of their missions depended not just on skill, but on trust, adaptability, and courage. As the ship approached the outer rim, the anomaly revealed itself, a massive, swirling vortex of energy, radiating colors and waves beyond normal perception. It pulsed unpredictably, but patterns were visible to those who studied carefully. Lyra, the alien specialist, suggested a way to stabilize a section of the vortex for observation. Human engineers proposed reinforcing the ship's shields and using sensor drones to map the energy flows. Rena approved both plans, humans and aliens together. Each step coordinated. Observe, adapt, act. The operation was tense. Energy pulses shook the ship and the team worked tirelessly, adjusting shields, projecting stabilizing fields, and gathering data. Slowly, the vortex became manageable in a small area, revealing phenomena that neither humans nor aliens had ever witnessed before. Crystalline structures formed in the energy, light patterns danced like living organisms, and vibrations suggested intelligence, though of a form unknown. Rena observed in awe. This was proof that the galaxy held wonders beyond imagination, and that humans, by working together with others, could explore them safely. Courage, intelligence, and cooperation were the keys to thriving in this universe. By the time the team returned to Nova City, they carried not only data, but hope. Their achievements showed the galaxy that humans were capable of leadership through example, not force. That unity could overcome fear, and curiosity could overcome uncertainty. As Rena looked at the city lights from her quarters, she felt a quiet pride. Humanity had faced challenges before, and they would face many more. But if they continued to act with courage, empathy, and cooperation, they could rise above every obstacle and inspire others to do the same. And somewhere among the stars, other civilizations were watching, learning that the strength of a species was measured not just by power, but by its ability to work with others to face the unknown and to shine as a guiding light in the darkness. Rena closed her eyes, knowing tomorrow would bring new challenges. But with humans and aliens working, the galaxy's outer sectors had grown restless. Energy anomalies multiplied, and uncharted asteroid clusters threatened shipping lanes. Commander Rena stood on the observation deck of the Nova City Research Station, watching the streams of information flow across the holographic displays. Humans and aliens had worked together for months, but the challenges of the rim sectors had become urgent. This was the ultimate test of cooperation, and of humanity's ability to lead through unity. "Commander," Lieutenant Varro said, joining her, "we have multiple anomalies converging in a single region. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. We'll need a combined fleet to manage it safely." Rena nodded. "Prepare the crews. Humans and aliens together, everyone must coordinate perfectly. This is not just a mission, it's a demonstration of what we've learned, and what we can achieve." The fleet gathered in orbit, a mixture of human vessels and alien ships, each designed with unique strengths. Some were fast and agile, others carried advanced shielding, and some specialized in energy manipulation. Together, they represented an extraordinary synthesis of species knowledge. Rena addressed the fleet. "We face an unknown challenge. It's complex, and it will test us in ways we cannot predict. But remember what we have achieved before. Cooperation is our greatest strength. Humans and aliens together, we can stabilize the sectors, protect settlements, and learn from the galaxy itself. Move carefully, stay alert, and trust each other." The ships moved toward the convergence zone. The energy surges were immense, stretching the limits of their sensors and shields. Asteroids spun erratically, and space seemed to warp under the pressure. It was a dangerous, chaotic environment, but one that demanded courage, ingenuity, and unity. As the fleet entered the heart of the anomaly, the crews saw something remarkable. The energy flows had formed a massive, crystalline lattice, glowing with brilliant colors and resonating with strange vibrations. The formation pulsed rhythmically, almost like a heartbeat, and energy arcs connected distant points in space. The anomaly was alive in a way that defied conventional understanding. Rena's heart raced. "We must stabilize this lattice without damaging it. Humans focus on shields and navigation. Aliens project energy harmonics to balance the flows. Stay coordinated. Every action affects the entire structure." The operation began. Human engineers adjusted shields and thrusters in precise patterns, while alien specialists projected stabilizing fields that resonated with the lattice's energy. The AI coordinated predictions, but humans and aliens had to interpret and adapt in real time. Every mistake could cause the lattice to collapse, sending debris and energy surges outward. Hours passed. The crews worked tirelessly, exchanging signals, adjusting methods, and learning from each other. It was intense, exhausting, and exhilarating. Rena could feel the energy radiating through the station, a mix of danger and wonder. She knew that the success of this mission would not only stabilize the galaxy's outer sectors, but also prove that cooperation between species could overcome even the most formidable challenges. Suddenly, an energy pulse threatened to overwhelm the fleet. A massive wave surged from the lattice, and several ships were jolted. Rena acted quickly. "Focus on synchronization. Human shields, alien harmonics match the pulse rhythm exactly." The crews responded. Energy fields adjusted, shields reinforced, and thrusters countered the surge. Slowly, the pulse subsided. Humans and aliens had acted as one. The lattice stabilized. Cheers erupted across the fleet. It was a victory of precision, trust, and courage. After the immediate danger passed, the fleets carefully studied the lattice. Its energy patterns suggested untapped potential, new power sources, navigational markers, and perhaps even methods to communicate across vast distances. Scientists and engineers from both species worked together to document the findings, exchanging techniques and knowledge that would benefit both civilizations. Back in Nova City, the people celebrated. The council convened a special session to recognize the crew's achievements. Leaders from both species spoke of bravery, innovation, and the extraordinary results that came from working together. Rena watched the young humans and aliens in the audience, seeing sparks of inspiration in their eyes. The next generation would grow up knowing that unity and courage could conquer the unknown. But Rena knew the journey was not over. While the immediate crisis had been resolved, the galaxy would always present new challenges. Nova City's success had drawn attention, not only admiration but curiosity from distant civilizations. Humans and aliens would have to remain vigilant, adaptable, and united. That evening, Rena walked through the central plaza. Lights reflected off the crystalline fountains, and children of all species played together. Street vendors offered foods from distant planets, while holographic displays depicted the recent mission in dazzling colors. Citizens shared stories, laughed, and exchanged greetings across languages. It was a vibrant, living example of what cooperation could achieve. Rena stopped to watch a group of young alien children playing a human game, their movements clumsy but full of enthusiasm. Nearby, human children tried to mimic alien dances, laughing at their own mistakes. The moment was simple yet profound. Trust and friendship were growing, not through law but through shared experience. As she continued her walk, Rena reflected on humanity's role in the galaxy. Humans had always faced challenges, from harsh planets to unpredictable phenomena. Yet their greatest strength was not in weapons or technology alone. It was in adaptability, courage, and empathy. By choosing to cooperate with others, humans had multiplied their abilities, turning challenges into opportunities. In her quarters later, Rena reviewed the mission logs. Every detail, every decision, every success and near mistake was recorded. She knew these records would be studied for years, serving as lessons for future generations. Humans and aliens had proven that they could rise above fear, distrust, and the unknown. Together, they could explore, protect, and create. As the night deepened, Rena gazed at the stars. Beyond Nova City, beyond the known sectors, countless worlds awaited discovery. There would be more anomalies, more crises, and more wonders. But she felt a quiet confidence. Humanity, guided by courage, intelligence, and cooperation, would continue to shine as a force for stability, understanding, and hope. And somewhere among the distant stars, other civilizations were watching. They saw a species capable of remarkable feats, not because of strength alone, but because humans were willing to work with others, to face the unknown with determination, and to inspire unity wherever they went. Rena closed her eyes, thinking of the months of effort, challenges, and triumphs. From the first days of uneasy coexistence to the stabilization of the rim sectors, humanity had proven its value, not as conquerors, but as leaders through example. Courage, empathy, and cooperation had turned potential chaos into a triumph. In the days that followed, Nova City continued to grow as a hub of interstellar collaboration. Schools taught human and alien students side by side. Research labs combined species technology and knowledge. Patrol units ensured safety in dangerous sectors. Always working together, always learning. The law that had forced initial coexistence had become something far greater, a foundation for mutual respect, achievement, and discovery. Rena often visited young explorers, showing them ships, teaching energy manipulation techniques, or explaining navigation through dangerous regions. She watched as humans and aliens solved problems together, laughed together, and celebrated discoveries. It was proof that the future belonged to those willing to cooperate and rise above fear. In the quiet moments, she reflected on what she had learned. The galaxy was vast, unpredictable, and often dangerous, but it was also full of wonder. Humans had faced unimaginable challenges before, and they would face more. Yet through courage, intelligence, and the willingness to work with others, they could transform every threat into an opportunity. For Commander Rena, the most important lesson was clear. Strength was not measured by power alone. It was measured by the ability to inspire, to lead by example, and to unite disparate forces toward a common goal. Humanity's greatest achievement was not in dominating the galaxy, but in showing that even the smallest species could make a difference through courage, cooperation, and understanding. As the first light of a new day touched the towers of Nova City, Rena stood at the observation deck looking toward the stars. A new era had begun, not just for humans, but for every species willing to work together. The galaxy awaited, full of challenges, mysteries, and adventures, and humanity was ready. Together, humans and aliens would continue to explore, protect, and inspire. They had proven that unity was stronger than fear, curiosity stronger than hesitation, and courage stronger than the unknown. The future was bright, and Nova City was only the beginning. And somewhere far across the stars, civilizations that had once doubted humanity now watched with awe, realizing that courage, cooperation, and empathy could change not just a city or a planet, but the fate of entire galaxies. The first rays of dawn reflected off the towering spires of Nova City, painting the streets in shades of gold and silver. Humans and aliens alike walked through the plazas, markets, and parks, their lives now intertwined under the new law that required all species to live and work together. At first, the law had caused confusion, fear, and resistance. Many humans were wary of the aliens' strange abilities and unfamiliar ways. Aliens, too, were cautious, unsure of human intentions. Yet, as the weeks passed, curiosity and necessity began to bridge the gap. Commander Rena strode through the central plaza, her uniform crisp and her expression focused. As a senior officer of the Interstellar Alliance, she was responsible for maintaining harmony among the citizens and ensuring that cooperation remained more than a law on paper. It had to work in practice. Around her, children of both species laughed and played together, a rare sight that still warmed her heart. Rena stopped to watch a young alien child attempting to balance on a human skateboard. The child's limbs moved awkwardly, and a small group of human children giggled nearby, offering tips. One of the alien's tentacle-like arms wobbled dangerously, and the child nearly fell. But instead of retreating, the human kids guided the alien, showing patience and encouragement. When the child finally balanced successfully, everyone cheered. Moments like this reminded Rena why the law had been enacted. It was not just about forcing cohabitation. It was about learning, sharing, and growing together. Her attention was drawn to a commotion near the city's science district. A crowd had gathered around a hovering device shaped like a smooth sphere, its surface rippling with light. Scientists argued in rapid, overlapping languages, their gestures animated. Some humans insisted the device was too dangerous to activate. Some aliens argued it was essential for powering the city during the coming storms. Rena approached, her presence commanding respect without raising her voice. "Let's find a way to work together," she said calmly. "We don't have to choose sides. Let's combine our knowledge and make this safe." The lead alien scientist, tall and silver-skinned with luminous markings across the face, nodded. "Agreed," they said. "But caution is necessary. One error and the energy flux could cause major damage." Rena inspected the device. It shimmered like liquid metal, shifting colors as if alive. Humans had never seen technology like this before. But her training told her that careful handling could prevent accidents. She coordinated a plan, instructing human engineers to stabilize the power conduits while alien specialists adjusted energy harmonics. Slowly, step by step, the sphere began to glow steadily, then radiate a calming blue light throughout the plaza. A cheer erupted from the crowd. Humans and aliens high-fived and shared smiles. The success was more than technical, it was symbolic. Cooperation, trust, and patience had turned potential disaster into triumph. Rena allowed herself a small smile, knowing the real challenge was just beginning. Later, at the Interstellar Alliance headquarters, Rena held a council meeting. Representatives from both species gathered around a circular table, their faces reflecting concern, hope, and curiosity. Discussions were heated but respectful. Human leaders worried about security. Alien leaders emphasized cultural preservation, and Rena mediated the debates, ensuring that every voice was heard. "Our goal is unity, not dominance," she said firmly. "We must learn from each other. Technology, culture, and strategy, these are our tools. Fear is the enemy, not the species standing beside us." The council agreed on new initiatives, integrated schools, shared research labs, and joint patrol units. These steps were designed to make cooperation routine, not forced. Trust, Rena knew, could not be legislated. It had to be nurtured. Outside the council chambers, Nova City was alive with activity. Market stalls offered exotic foods, blending flavors from different planets. Street performers demonstrated alien dances, while human musicians played instruments that emitted notes beyond the normal human hearing range. Citizens paused to watch, laugh, and learn, Small gestures of collaboration were spreading across the city, signaling a new era. Yet not all was calm. Lieutenant Varro approached Rena with a worried expression. "Commander, sensors indicate multiple unidentified ships approaching the city's outskirts. They haven't responded to hails. Could be travelers or something more concerning." Rena's expression tightened. The galaxy outside Nova City was vast and unpredictable. Peace within the city did not guarantee safety beyond its borders. "Prepare a mixed patrol unit," she said. "Humans and aliens together. Approach cautiously, gather data, but avoid confrontation if possible. We are ambassadors, not aggressors." The patrol ships lifted off, a coordinated blend of human engineering and alien adaptation. Humans monitored navigation and shields, while aliens adjusted energy projections and analyzed readings. The combination was powerful. Rena watched from the observation deck, pride and tension mingling. If the city's first patrol could succeed, it would send a clear message. Cooperation worked not only in daily life but in the defense of civilization. The unknown ships turned out to be a group of traders stranded by an energy storm. Their communication systems were offline, and they had limited fuel. Working together, the human and alien patrol stabilized the storm zone, guided the traders safely, and repaired their systems. By the time the patrol returned, the traders were heading home, grateful for the joint effort. Rena debriefed the crews, emphasizing the lesson. Courage, cooperation, and intelligence turned a potential threat into a success. This is what humanity and our allies can achieve together. This is how we thrive in the galaxy. As night fell, Nova City glimmered under thousands of lights. Humans and aliens shared meals in the plazas, played games together, and exchanged stories of their worlds. Commander Rena walked among them, feeling the pulse of hope and unity. The law that had forced cohabitation had planted the seeds of understanding, but it was human qualities, courage, patience, and empathy that made them grow. Rena paused to watch a young human teaching an alien child to play chess. The child's long fingers hovered over the pieces, uncertain at first, then confident. The human smiled and nodded. Small victories like these, simple yet profound, were the true signs of progress. Above the city, the stars twinkled, vast and endless. Beyond them lay uncharted worlds, dangers, and wonders yet to be discovered. Rena knew that Nova City was only the beginning. Humanity's strength was not in conquest, but in cooperation, adaptability, and the courage to face the unknown. For the first time in months, Rena allowed herself to feel hope. The challenges ahead were immense, but humans were ready. Not alone, but alongside those they had once feared or misunderstood. Together they could explore, protect, and thrive, and somewhere far beyond the city, other civilizations were beginning to watch, learning that humans could rise above fear, inspire unity, and turn challenges into triumphs. The dawn of a new era had begun, and Commander Rena knew humanity was ready to shine among the stars.